Good morning, you guys, on this amazing, lovely morning. Today's topic that I want to talk about, you guys, is you are not your mistakes. You are not your mistakes. The reason why I want to talk about this topic, you guys, is because so many people take the mistakes in their lives that they make and make those mistakes define who they are as a person, or define their life. And at the end of the day, you gotta understand, and I came to realize myself, you guys, that we are human. We're only human, and that we are gonna make mistakes in life. We are gonna slip up. We are going to, that's what life is all about. Life is all about going through life, making mistakes, getting messy, falling forward, right? Because at the end of the day, how can you really experience life if you're not making those mistakes? If you're not going through those challenges to grow you mentally and emotionally? That's what God put you on this earth to do, right? Whatever challenges that you go through in life is only going to make you a better and wiser person, to then you never know, inspire and uplift somebody else, right? And no matter what you're going through right now, that does not define your life. It does not make that does not say that that's how your life is always going to be, right? And the reason why I wanted to talk about this topic is because I like to keep it raw and real with you guys, and let you guys know whatever topics that I talk about, either I've been through an experience or I'm going through an experience. And I'm going to be real with you guys. I suffered from, a really abusive mentally and emotionally relationship. And I slipped up and I made a mistake with that person, this weekend. And I was like I was putting myself down so much, saying at the end of the day, I'm preaching to this person, I'm preaching to that person, and I'm saying this and I'm saying that, and I'm doing all this inner work and I'm working on myself, and then I slip up and I make that type of mistake. What is wrong with me? And I started putting myself down and beating myself up and asking myself all the wrong questions and saying, Tracy, like, what's wrong with you? And I'm and belittling myself, off of one slip up and off of one mistake. But at the end of the day, I came to realize that mistake does not define me. It does not define who I am. It doesn't mean that I'm a full-on hypocrite. And I think that a lot of people are hypocrites in different levels, right? Because at the end of the day, there's so many people that are preaching out there, but those same motivational speakers that are preaching this and preaching that, everybody slips up and makes mistakes. But the biggest thing I feel that puts people on different levels when it comes to being hypocritical is, at the end of the day, are you preaching about something and making the same mistake over and over and over and over and over again, and not trying to learn, not trying to evolve? Or is there times that you're preaching about stuff and you're saying that you want to change and you're giving people advice, and you're also going through that process of changing? You're also taking the steps forward, even though it hurts as hell, to move onward and forward. Or are you preaching and saying to other people, you need to change, you need to do this, or you need to do that, and preaching even sometimes to yourself, but yet you're not taking the actions to move forward. You're not taking the actions to make a difference, right? And then you're just staying stagnant. And then you're just becoming a victim and staying stuck in that victim mentality and that victim mindset. And that's where I was yesterday. But you know what I found is, at the end of the day, the difference with, the situations that I go through comparison to like other people that I see go through certain situations is, I'm so grateful that God has given me a strength within inside of my soul, inside of my heart, that I don't stay down. That's the difference, is that I don't stay down at the bottom. It's like, and just stay in a victim mode, right? And belittle myself and get mad at myself and put myself down for that one slip up or that one mistake. At the end of the day, I came to realize, again, we are all human. We are going to make mistakes. That's what life is all about, is making mistakes and falling forward, right? Because it's within those mistakes sometimes is when you find yourself. When you find yourself, and that's exactly, I feel, that happened to me, is with that one slip up, that mistake that I made with my ex on this weekend. It made me realize and come to terms again, like, I learned so much. Like, I'm not where I thought I was mentally and emotionally. I still need to work on growing and taking back my power from people who manipulate me, right? I still need to work on self-love. I still need to work on why is it that I want attention from somebody who does not want to value me, right? There's things that I thought I overcame, but I haven't, and I still need to work on it. So that test and that slip up made me realize, damn, I still have some inner work that I need to work on. Because at the end of the day, so many people out there say, okay, I want $1 million. Let's make an example. I want $1 million. I want to be a millionaire. I want to have this much money. But at the end of the day, are spending money like crazy and not being responsible with their money. So in the universe and God is kind of saying to you, you want $1 million, but as quick as you get it is as quick as you go. So what's the point of it? You haven't learned the value of money. You don't value money. You don't see the value in it, right? And it's the same thing with the relationship. So many people, and I was one of them. Oh man, I say in my affirmations all the time, I want to meet my soulmate. I want to meet my soulmate, you know, and I want to meet my soulmate. But yeah, I beat myself up. I belittle myself. I put myself down mentally, emotionally when I make mistakes, or I think negative. I be hard on myself, right? And it's like, how can I be treating myself this way, but then want to attract my soulmate, want somebody to come in my life and love me and see my value, if I cannot even see my value, if I cannot let myself make mistakes and understand that that does not define me, that's not who I am, right? And too many people, and I am one of them, you guys, I'm guilty of it sometimes, sit there and I put myself down and I beat myself up for the mistakes that I made. But at the end of the day, without those mistakes, I wouldn't have learned the lessons that I learned in this very moment that I'm talking to you guys about. To share the love, to share the knowledge on my experiences, right? Because my experiences and what I've went through and those mistakes that I made can change somebody else's life, can inspire somebody else, can help somebody to see that you are not defined by your mistakes. We are all human, right? People might judge you. Yeah, people might say something and say something about what you did. Yeah, maybe you might get a friend or a family member, or just people looking at you saying, oh, this girl's a hypocrite. She's preaching this, she's telling me not to do this, she's giving advice on that, but then she slipped up and she made a mistake. So freaking what? So what? You made the mistake. It is what it is. Are you learning from it though? Are you learning from it? Or are you consistently making the same mistake over and over and over and over and over again? Right? You slip up, you learn the mistake, just learn, take the lesson. Take the lesson that you needed to learn from it, because I strongly believe that, our higher self and God is always guiding us and taking us through certain lessons in life for us to grow and become a better version of ourselves, highest version of ourselves, right? And whatever mistakes, whatever situations, whatever experiences you experience in life is going to help you to evolve, to help somebody else. You're going to come in contact with somebody else inside of your life where you could take that same mistake, that same situation, inspire and uplift somebody else, right? So many people are beating themselves up right now because of mistakes that they did or they went through, right? And then taking those mistakes to define who they are, or allowing the people in their lives to put them down, to make them feel like, oh, you made this mistake, so you're not worthy of growing, right? You are this type of person because of the mistake that you made. They wanna put a title on you. They want to say, okay, you're this type of person, when that's not true. Not because you made that mistake that means that you're not worthy to grow, that you're not worthy to own up to your mistake and evolve from it, that mistake defines you because of what other people are thinking and saying about you, right? When I was inside of my relationship, that person that I was with still defines me as my mistakes, still belittles me and tells me that I am my mistakes. Because why? They can't look outside of the box. They have not grown mentally and emotionally. So because they have not grown mentally and emotionally, they want to keep me at the same level as they are. So it's easier for them to say to me, you haven't grown, you're this type of person, you made this mistake, and constantly bring up the past and make that past be defined as who I am as a person, when that's not necessarily true. You could be doing the work, you could be moving forward mentally and emotionally, but you're staying around certain people who are defining you based off of your mistakes. And that's where you have to say to yourself, at the end of the day, I'm not my mistakes. That I'm going to take charge of my life and I'm going to grow and work on myself and mentally and emotionally to understand, why did I make those mistakes? Where did where did those feelings and emotions come from that put me in that situation to make that mistake? Right? And it's all, and again, not being so hard on yourself and putting a title on yourself saying that you are this type of person because of the experiences you're experiencing this life. And some of the experiences that you're going to experience in life, hey man, they're going to be shitty, they're going to hurt, it's going to suck. But at the end of the day, that situation and where you're at does not define you. It does not define you, right? I was really, really low yesterday, really low, right? And it was making me feel like, man, like, why am I here? I don't want to be here anymore. Like, going through the same situations with somebody who manipulates me, is playing with my mind, playing with my emotions. And I got up and I said, no, I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy to be respected. I'm worthy to be treated good, but it all starts with me. It all starts with me. And the mistake that I made only allowed me to see my value, only allowed me to see my worth even more, only allowed me to see what it is that I actually want, only allowed me to wake up and say, enough is enough. Sometimes you have to go through certain mistakes to reach your breaking point. And that's okay. But that doesn't define you. That doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you're not a good person. It doesn't mean, it doesn't, again, it just doesn't define you. It does not define you. And this is why I'm so passionate to talk to you guys about this right now, because I've been through it yesterday, just yesterday. And, I get people look at me all the time and think that I'm strong, or they think that, how do you stay motivated all the time? Everybody has their off days. Everybody has their days, especially those people you see on Instagram. Everybody has their days. You don't know what the hell people are going through behind closed doors, right? And everybody wants to put on this, it's an ego thing, put on this persona that, okay, everything's all good, everything's all gravy. Best believe that there's certain people out there that are looking like everything's good. They suffer from insecurities. They suffer from anxiety. They suffer from stress. They suffer from approval addiction. They suffer for so many deep issues within. But in the outside, they look like everything's all gravy. Everything's all good, right? But at the end of the day, like I said, it doesn't matter what other people think of you. It doesn't matter what other people's opinions are based off of the mistakes that you made, right? What matters at the end of the day, you don't put yourself down and keep yourself down thinking that you are your mistakes. That's my whole point of this topic today, you guys, is that you are not defined based off of your mistakes. If you're at a place in life right now that you are struggling, maybe you lost your job, and that you, again, see titles. Let's say you were administrative assistant and you lost your job, that company had to let you go, or that company closed down, or whatever. Because you don't have that job anymore, you're feeling like you're shit. You're feeling like, and you can't find a job, you're feeling like shit. You're letting that title, having a job, define who you are as a person. It does not define you because you're unemployed right now. That does not define you. And I always say, when one door closes, it's just opening opportunities for you to reach to a higher level in life, to bring you to a bigger and better door to open. So whatever mistakes you made and you're learning from it, those mistakes is helping you to become stronger, wiser, to when those bigger and better doors open, you're mentally prepared and ready. Because I realized in life, when those bigger doors open, there's going to be way more bigger problems. Ever heard that saying, more money, more problems? It's the same shit. So these little problems that, not little, I wouldn't call it little, but these problems, any problems you're going through right now, is just mentally and emotionally preparing you for those bigger and better doors to open. But life is always going to throw us challenges, right? Life is always going to throw us challenges. So we got to understand those challenges and those mistakes that we make in life do not define us. Because as you level up in life, more and bigger problems are going to come, and you might make more bigger mistakes, right? But at the end of the day, it's not allowing those mistakes to define who you are as a person. You are God. This is who you are as a person. You are God's greatest creation. You are abundant of love. You are the definition of love. I am love, right? But we get so caught up again looking for stuff outside of us to define who we are as a person. And that's why we get so consumed with the mistakes as defining who we are, because we're so consumed and so manipulated in a sense to think outside of ourselves all the time, instead of thinking inside of ourselves, looking at all the greatness we have inside of ourselves. When I was at my lowest point yesterday, I wrote down, I took some time to really say to myself, man, I have greatness inside of me. Or then God would not woke me up to see another day today, right? I have great qualities inside of me that does not affect those mistakes, do not affect those great qualities inside of me. Because there's nobody that can take those great qualities that I have inside of me away from me. Not that person, not that job title, not having, abundance of money. There's nothing that can take those titles that I have inside of me. I'm loving, I'm caring, I'm loyal, I'm honest, I'm ambitious. These are all titles that are within inside of me that there's nobody that can take that away from me. Nobody. The only person that can take those titles away is myself. And that's me just not seeing them. They're in me. I was born with them. That's why I always say we are born with greatness, and there's nobody that can take those things away from you. So don't let the outside world and the situations and mistakes that you make with people define who you are as a person, because it doesn't. At the end of the day, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. And sometimes some mistakes that we make, we're manipulated into it. But that's okay. That's okay, because at the end of the day, you learn how not to get manipulated into certain situations, right? So look at that as a teaching. That's how I looked at my situation. I got manipulated, right? And I looked at it as a teaching. It taught me a lot about myself, that I still need to work on myself, and that I am not ready for a relationship. Even though I can't say that, because at the end of the day, God knows when I'm ready. But I'm saying I noticed that there's still a lot of things that I need to work on. And then even just like areas inside of my business, it's the same thing. I need to level up on certain areas inside of my business, but it's all about reflecting, right? There's some mistakes that I made in my business as well, right? There's mistakes I made with friendships. But at the end of the day, it's all a learning lesson, right? We're all going to make mistakes in different areas inside of our lives, you guys. But it's not staying down and staying a victim and allowing those mistakes to define you is what this video is all about, right? We are all human beings, and we're all going to make mistakes. It's how you get back up from those mistakes. It's your perspective on those mistakes. Are you going to let them define you? Are you going to let them break you? Or are you going to take those mistakes and rise up to the occasion with those mistakes? Know your value, know your worth, know what you bring to the table. And again, we are so manipulated and trained throughout the years as we're growing up as a child, whether from the school system, whether it be parents or whatever, friends. And it's like, when you really want to become a better version of yourself and really do the inner work, it takes reprogramming. It takes you taking a step back and analyzing certain emotions, certain mindset skills that you have, just certain things of just about yourself that you never really realized. Really taking a step back and analyzing yourself and saying, man, I didn't even realize these things about myself. How can I work on them? How can I grow? How can I get better? And doing those, taking a step back and analyzing those couple things about yourself is what's going to help you not to make those same mistakes. What's going to help you to value yourself and not let other people around you define who you are by those mistakes. Because there's some relationships out there that they will hold those mistakes against you to control you, to manipulate you. And then you're there feeling like shit because that person is constantly defining you as that mistake. And a lot of people don't move. They don't move from that toxic situation, and they let that person put them down at a certain level and keep them down at a certain level because that's who they think they are. Well, this video is to tell you, wake the fuck up, that that's not who you are. Your mistakes is not who you are. You're God's grace creation. You have greatness inside of you, right? There's great qualities inside of everybody. And this message I'm sharing with you is what I've been telling myself yesterday. What I'm telling myself today, which is giving me the strength to get up and speak to you guys. What's giving me the strength to reanalyze how my mindset is and how my emotions is and the words that I'm using today to attract a bigger and better door to open. Because I'm not defined by my mistakes. And I refuse to let my mistakes that I've made last month. This is a perfect topic because it is June 1st. It's a new month, fresh start. Whatever happened last month. It does not define who you are today in this very moment. So let's both look each other in the face right now and say to ourselves, our mistakes and the past last month in May does not define who we are. That we are going to grow. We are going to learn. We're going to take a step back. We are going to analyze our mental headspace. We're going to analyze our emotions. And we're going to say, not today, not this month. I'm not going to allow my mind to keep holding me back. I'm not going to allow my mistakes to keep me down. I'm not going to let people's interpretation of my mistakes hold me back, because my mistakes do not define who I am. Say it loud and proud. Say some affirmations if you need to, because I strongly feel that reminding yourself that those mistakes don't define who you are will uplift your spirit every day, because our mind is a very tricky thing. It's a very powerful thing that will make us remember those mistakes, right? Because it's in the back of our subconscious mind and it just pops up. And then we're there, waking up one day, feeling all happy going, everything's good, you're feeling great. Then the next day, boom, that mistake comes up inside of your head, that memory comes up inside of your head, and then you're feeling like shit all over again. Or that person makes a comment of your mistake, and then you're feeling like shit all over again. No. Write out some affirmations. Say to yourself today, say to yourself every day if you have to, my mistakes do not define who I am. I have greatness inside of me. And name all the things that you have inside of you that is great, and that nobody, in no situation, no mistake, nothing can take away from you. All right? I'm sorry, you guys. I got super fired up for this topic because I went through a really hard, at a rock in a hard place, I guess you call it, yesterday. And I woke up today just feeling so alive and grateful, because God woke me up today. I could have passed away. I could have passed away in my sleep. You know how many people pass away while you're sleeping? You know how many people pass away while you're waking up this morning? And if you're watching this video, He woke us up. The Lord Almighty picked today to wake you up, to wake me up. Ask yourself that question. Why me? Why me? Why am I waking up and seeing another day? Matter of fact, why am I watching this video right now? You don't think that there's a higher purpose in why you're hearing me speak right now? You don't think that there's a higher purpose in why I am speaking to you guys right now, even though no matter like what I've been through yesterday, where my heart is at right now, there's a higher purpose, right? For all of us. If you're watching this video, there's a higher purpose for you. So take that in, you guys. And it's a new month, fresh start, new beginnings. Let's freaking go. Let's make this month magnificent. Let's make it magnificent because you deserve it. You deserve it. And whoever is out there defining you from your mistakes, maybe they're not meant to be in your life. Think of some reasons on why they keep taking those mistakes and pushing it on you, right? A lot of times people project out their insecurities or their scarcities and their worries and their fears onto you. You got to take a step back and you got to ask yourself, do I deserve that? Do I deserve to keep getting put down and belittled because of mistakes that happened how many months ago or how many years ago? And when you can really say to yourself and look yourself in the mirror and say, nah, I don't deserve that. I deserve better. I don't care if it's your friend. I don't care if it's your family member. I don't care if it's your significant other. Hell no. Set your boundaries with them and know that you deserve better. Because I know for a fact, for me personally, that person, done. Boundaries set. Not going backwards, only going forwards. Right? So keep that in place, you guys. I love like this message that I'm sharing with you guys. I love you guys. I love all God's children. Even the person who manipulate me and hurt me, I love him too. I set him free, and I wish him the best in life. And I love everybody. I love all God's children. Whoever's meant to be in my journey is going to be in my journey. Whether it be a lesson that needed to be learned, or they're going to move forward with me in life. Right? And I hope that this YouTube community that I am creating will stay with me and we grow together, and we like my podcast, we rise up and wise up together, because every day is a journey. Every day school is in, and it's time to get your pen and paper and take notes and understand more things about yourself so that you can grow into the bigger, better version of yourself. And that's why I make these videos, you guys, to help you guys to see your value, see your worth, and help you guys to see that nobody is freaking perfect. Nobody is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody's on their own journeys. But it's what are you going to do? What are you going to do with those mistakes and your journey? Are you going to get up, and are you going to grow, and are you going to evolve, and are you going to learn and become a better version of yourself? Or are you going to stay stagnant, stay a victim, cry, weep, and stay in the same freaking situation that's bringing you down? Right? Or are you going to rise up? Let's wise up and rise up today, you guys. I really appreciate you guys spending the time with me, watching this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you guys didn't enjoy it, give me a thumbs down, leave a comment, tell me what your thoughts are, right? And if you're new to this channel and you just tuned in, please hit that subscribe button, you guys. If you enjoyed the video, you guys can also check this out. I will be uploading it on my podcast stream, the Wise Up and Rise Up podcast. It's on Anchor and it's on Spotify. And you guys go check out my Instagram pages as well. I have videos up on there, and then I also have like great motivational posts almost every freaking day. So it's Toronto_Tracy_Gobin. Again, I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Take care, you guys.